Ready for a robot fight?
Yeah! Nice flip, Wayne! 30 seconds, Blake.
Duct tape is back.
Good match. That was fun.
We're behind the scenes with Brandon Kittredge, the host of the event today. How are you doing, Brandon?
I'm great. A little tired, but a lot of running around, but good.
How many people you got here today?
We have about 30 competitors, and I would say anywhere between 50 to 40 spectators at any given minute.
And what made you want to host events?
I have the space for one. It's nice to not have to travel and fight bots. I do like having people around, spectators, seeing all the kids around. You're meeting people that could potentially one day be your opponent. So there's just a lot of good things to, and it's a good thing about part of being a part of the community and educating and stuff like that.
I'm with Kalina, winner and survivor of that last fight. What happened to your robot here?
Well, my wheels, as you can see, got pretty banged up. He also almost tore this motor right here, the shaft, by like 45 degrees. This one looks fine. It's not fine. It's also broken. The front here, you can see I got a bunch of steel screws holding it barely to the chassis. You can see it's just getting ripped out right now. I don't know if I can salvage these pieces, but I'm going to try my best.
Are you ready? Yeah. Blue square part 1, are you ready?
Yeah.
Blue square part 2, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, fight!
I'm behind the scenes with Alyssa and Danielle, who are helping out with the event. How'd you guys get started?
I stumbled into the NHRL Discord, YouTube channel and then Discord server a couple months ago and realized, oh, I can do that. And so I built a bot and then came out here and volunteered.
Awesome. How about yourself?
Started watching Battlebots, then started watching NHRL, and this is our first event.
What are some things maybe that you've picked up on this first time being here?
Everyone is so friendly and like super helpful and like willing to chat and give you tips. Honestly, like the robot community is super friendly.
Awesome. How about yourself, Danielle?
People here are super chill. It's an amazing group of people. Don't worry too much about the people you meet. They're all amazing, and they'll help. And if you have 3D printed parts, bring more spares.
Awesome. Great idea. And that was a great tip. Do you happen to have a good tip for maybe a first event?
For a first event, have fun. Honestly, just come by and just have fun. Everyone here, it's great, it's chill, and
yeah, awesome. Cool. Hey, I'm behind the scenes with Enrique. This is not your first event. You've been around the game for about, what, 5 years or so?
I think a little bit more.
Seven years.
Because the Viper kit still counts.
Yeah.
That was a great start. Yeah.
By the way, part of this video is what to do for your first event and some tips and pointers for people. So what do you have?
I think the biggest thing is if you want to start with just the kit, go for it. But if you have spare parts from an RC car, start with that. Because once you start getting into the actual fights, you learn every time, every fight, you learn something new, and you can change this, you can add this. But as soon as you get more into it, you'll figure out, and just talk to the other builders. They're so helpful. This is the best culture ever, where everybody helps each other in the pits, but once you're inside the arena, fight to the death.
Heck yeah. And it looks like you guys came very well prepared, not only with multiple robots as we've seen, but your pit station is completely immaculate. So can you tell us, maybe walk us through what all you bring to an event?
Yeah, so we try to organize all the spare bits in separate little drawers of like M3 nuts, all sort of stuff that we need during a specific bot event. And then I like this drawer because it has all the fluids. So I have super glue, CA accelerator, Loctite. Loctite is the most important one I check for every time I leave the house. Here's the purple one for the smaller screws, and then all sorts of other fluids in here. And then of course more spares, and then there's taps, drills, and then end mills, and then all the Imperial stuff that I hate, plus the metric that I love is in here.
You have your entire phantom. Now, the fact that you break it all, don't put your face in
Just so I can see where I'm going. Okay, ready? Yep. 3, 2, 1, fight. Oh, come on.
Beyblade. His is big.
To win!
9, 8, 7, 6.
Yeah, I'm gone.
4.
Dead.
GG.
It's dead. Although it would have technically gotten down there.
So all of this came about, this whole organization stuff is sort of like every time I go to an event, everything takes time to put everything back together. So I try to have this just close the lid, and I'm ready to go with my charger back home. And then I have a bunch of parts in here, spare parts, but the Toolbox is kind of an iteration from a guy on the web who has an instant access toolbox. So he made it out of wood. And I'm like, I don't have drill bits that long. So I'm like, hey, I have a 3D printer, so I'll make these pockets.
Oh, it's beautiful.
These pockets are held by extruded aluminum on the sides here that create the frame. And they're originally ABS, and those completely fell apart after like 2 events of traveling.
Yeah.
It just cracked all the ABS, so I replaced it with TPU, and it's been 3 events already, and it's still going. And I just made different pockets, and I try to put everything in the same place so I know exactly where the pliers are without thinking about it.
Yeah, this is definitely a more organized station, I would say, than most bot builders.
Right. And I like that I can close this lid up, and I can just take this foot off, and then I can close the lid, put some foam in here, and I can walk out,
Oh, awesome.
and I can go home.
Yes. So yeah, definitely a great example, everybody at home. If you're coming to a robot event, make sure that you have everything probably on a checklist, and then also make toolboxes and organized, because when you're at the event and you're getting your bot kicked, it's going to be more difficult if you don't know where everything is, right?
And the checklist is an excellent thing to have, because last event I forgot to remote.
Oh, well, that's
the bar.
the most important part.
If I had a checklist, I could say, yeah, it's packed. It's packed. No, I didn't have a checklist.
Whoops.
Have the important stuff on the checklist.
Got it. Thanks, Enrique. Yeah. If you got one piece of advice for somebody new coming into this, what would you give?
This one, right?
Yeah, it's 2. Yeah.
Make sure you tighten everything down. Things always seem to come loose.
Good piece of advice.
Yeah.
I think everybody has gone through at least one loss from not tightening something down.
Yep.
All right, thanks for your time.
Yep.
What up, Bunny? How you doing?
Fabulous. How about yourself?
Having a fun day. Hey, Bunny, so this is a small local event,
Yes.
Bay Area Robot Combat.
Yeah.
Would you recommend that this is a good way to get started in robots?
Absolutely. The only way to get started in robots is with small robots. 21 years ago, I started with a small event just like this in Las Vegas. So if you want to get started in combat robots, this is the way.
Heck yeah. What did you bring today?
I brought Andrew's Malice. It is currently a 1-pound robot here just waiting to fight. And I'll bring it out so you can see it.
Great.
This is Andrew's Malice. It is a horizontal spinner, just
just like our 250 pound. It's a mid cutter, so instead of being low or high, it's right in the center, so it's called a mid cutter. It has some forks on the back here. This is made out of 3D printed materials. It's called onyx, carbon fiber, titanium, aluminum, AR500, and some rubber.
Looks absolutely beautiful. You're kicking bot today?
So far, so good. Undefeated.
Heck yeah.
Ready?
Colino, final words.
Let's do this.
Bunny.
Yes.
Final words.
Build robots. It's fun.
Fighters ready? Yeah!
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Uh-oh.
That weapon might be dead.
It's the best. I hate driving upside down. Am I gonna sit up? Nope, dang it, still upside down.
Darn. Ooh. Oh, look at it.
Oh
Look
my.
at Skorpios. Look at the wicked. I got it.
7, 6,
Stab me.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Let's go talk about it.
That
That was
just.
such a fun fight. That was great. Yeah, that was great. It was so fun. It was so fun.
Final question for you. You got a lot of newcomers to the event. What are some pieces of advice that you give to people who are just getting started in this sport and going to their first event?
Yeah, I would say join the groups that we have. Like, obviously Facebook is there, but we've formed a lot of good groups where people are very anxious to share their knowledge and help and that's what us competitors love is the fact that everybody wants to help. So that's always a good place to get started. There are also obviously kits, but just taking a piece of flat metal and bolting some motors to it and playing around with RC electronics is also just a great way to just see if you like driving it around and coming to events, of course, and seeing the energy of all the other bot builders and the spectators. It just kind of gets you pumped up and wanting to learn something new and get involved. So.
And where can people follow this event today itself, watch the videos?
So on robotcombatevents.com is where we post all of our events, and most of all the northern hemisphere events are on there. There's also Builders Database, which does a lot of the East Coast events, but they try to cross-mingle to at least have a notification on the other site of the event. So between the two of those, you can pretty much find all the different events.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time today. Thank you.
You're welcome.